Japanese series. In that vein, the show, we know that, of course, the Dragon Knight was based upon the Japanese series Ryuki. I was just wondering, after pushing the entire panel, actually, how much of the original series did you guys end up watching?
For us, me and my brother Mike, we watched all of it.
I watched the whole thing, about 5-10 times.
It was a very hard puzzle for us to crack, so we had to watch all the stuff, break down the footage. Actually, Nathan did a lot of that himself, and then figure out what footage we can use in the context of our story, which was a pretty grand scale.
I got an 11-year-old that was going online and downloading them daily and kept up with it and kept me. I didn't see any, but he watched them all.
I grew up a little bit in Japan where it originated, so when I was a kid I saw some episodes and I loved it as a kid. Power Rangers too. Yeah. And yeah, so I'd seen a good bit of it, and it's fun.
I only watched a few of them because I wanted to know what I was getting myself into.
She didn't know after all these years. It was the leading guy for Dark Hair.
Yeah, I like Stevie watched it twice, right? And then Nathan had the privilege of watching it 5 to 10 times.
I never watched an episode. I'm kidding. God, you guys would eat me alive. No, I decided I would go into a Japanese website and order them. Unfortunately, it didn't arrive until like 2 months later, which was great, and shipping was like $1,000. But it was definitely worth it because it was an interesting show. So yes. Steve told me this was all original footage. No, I watched the whole series after we finished shooting Kamen Rider. I watched it all on Crunchyroll.com, so yeah, it was cool.
Well, I watched it on YouTube, and the quality was not that great, but I didn't realize there were so many different Kamen Rider characters, so that was really cool. And then once I got talking with Steve, he talked my ear off about it, so. But yeah, so that.
To be honest, I only watched a few snippets because I didn't want to end up copying any of the other actors or performers. And I ended up copying them greatly.
And one more thing, sir, you look just like Jack Black, just saying.
Thank you all for coming. For Araya and Scott and for Matt, did they ever get to actually film you kissing your love interest, even though you never saw it? And for Steven, what was the hardest part about playing two different characters that needed to be on screen at the same time?
Well, she wanted to practice it a lot. And, you know, I want to do a good job, so I went with her on that, and then we never actually shot it, so I don't understand what happened there. Steven? Oh.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so to play two characters was actually really a lot of fun. There's one side effect though, in developing a backstory, you start to realize that, one character is a lot more angry than the other one and probably has a lot of childhood issues. But it was great. It was, yeah, I was very excited. I get to play this angry character. Everyone on set kind of hated me because I'm an ass. Wow, thank you. Now, I don't want to be here anymore. Okay.
Also, let me add too, there was a shot in episode 40 that was cut out because it was considered a little bit too much for a kid's show. And it was Yvonne and Scott in the elevator. At the end, you see them hold hands, and that was at the end of the scene. The shot that we cut out was the elevator door as it closes. Scott grabs Yvonne and pulls her close and broke her. So we did shoot it, but we didn't get it past the S&P.
To the writers and producers, seeing as how this was such a hit,
You guys gonna produce any other Kamen Rider series?
Well, I hate to start the answer with the word unfortunately, but at this point we really don't know what's going to happen. Because the show is doing really well in Japan and in other countries, but here, for one reason or another, whether it's the lack of promotion or just the bad time slot or whatever, yeah, it did. It did okay, but it wasn't like the huge hit that we were hoping it would be. So, I don't know. I would never say never to say no, but we're hoping that we do give them a chance to watch it. Kamen Rider for me is a dream come true. I loved the show since I was a kid. I was obsessed with it. So getting a chance to reimagine it and to make the show with wonderful cast and crew was just an amazing experience overall. So I'm hoping we get to repeat that again.
Okay, so I'm just wondering, when you guys have to do a series scene, like right before a battle or someplace where there's supposed to be a lot of tension, is there a specific memory from like life off the set or on the set from previous work that you tapped into in order to stay in character?
I just go down the lines to the cast. And please don't bring up the rock, please. It's a long time ago.
No. Yeah, I didn't get to do any of the fun action stuff. I was basically comatose, so it wasn't very difficult. So I'll pass along. They kept promising to write me some motorcycle scenes, but they never came in. So.
I was not comatose, but so yeah, you build a backstory. You just know who you are. You try to know who your character is, and when it comes to the scene, you just be in it, I think, and go with it.
Are you sure you want me to answer this question, Steve? Well, I always, no matter what I'm working on, do my little emotional childhood thing. However, there was one scene that right before we shot it, Steve got mad at me because I was laughing with Taylor before the take, and he took me in the other room and he reprimanded me, and I've known him for so long that he made me cry. And I was really upset. And I think it really shows, like when I see the scene, I'm like, my feelings are really hurt. Yeah. Yeah. You know what scene? No. It was, what scene was it? It was the scene where I had to apologize to Maya and for being so horrible for the entire season. So it kind of works. I think he might have done it on purpose.
I don't think he did it on purpose, but.
Right. I would spend a lot of time watching Batman Begins. Yeah, I won't lie. I tried to do the growl a couple times. It didn't really work out, especially with my character. I did that in the ADR booth. I think we tried to do like an entire episode where I just was nothing but Batman. I don't think Agnes liked it. So yeah, just movies that helped me out a lot.
For me, I think the tone of the show is already serious enough, so like a lot of the stuff that I was doing between my scenes, I was able to just pick up from the writing, so good job in the writing. So yeah.
For me, what stood out was probably when Kit got vented. And that was a really cool scene. We were shooting in Griffith Park, and it was freezing. But I really wanted to I just had to muster up all my sadness from my entire life and save it all up. And then as soon as we started, because that was obviously really sad for Maya and all of us. So that was a really cool scene.
For me, I just remember all the time Steve made me cry. Actually Strike was really cocky about it, so he didn't really have to get himself ramped up. He just knew he was going to win. So I'd call up all my unemployed actor friends on the way to set. Then I'd feel really cocky. Hey, I got a job during the strike.
Also, I might add too that when we were shooting that scene with Yvonne crying for kid after he was invented. This girl, she can turn it on. I mean, you say cry, and she just. And I knew that it was effective because as soon as we cut, I looked at the entire camera crew, the DVs, everybody was like. So that was a great scene. Mike directed that scene, and it was just an awesome scene, I thought.
This is not easy. I actually have two questions. One is, I come from France, and I've been definitely trying to see if there's if there's going to be a French dub of Dragon Knight, because I'm trying promoting the show to everybody I know, but it's very difficult if there's no French at all. Do you know if there's plans for a French dub?
This is Takeshi Okajima here. He is one of the Atlas staff members.
For the French version, we working on it. We don't have any TV station to air the show in France at this point. We working on it, and then hopefully in the future we're gonna have a broadcaster to air the show.